Sairam, I have often pondered on the question whether it is more important to be good or more important to be perceived as good. Based on insights from Swami, based on personal experiences with Swami, beloved Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, and my own musings, here are my conclusions. Not being good and not appearing to be good, that's bad. But at least we are being honest. Being good and not appearing good, it's good. But we make ourselves vulnerable to criticism, vulnerable to so many other things. Being good and appearing good, that's perfect. That is the ideal that we must achieve. But wait, there's one more. Not being good, but appearing good, putting on a facade of being good. Now that's pure evil. That's the work of the devil. As I said, Swami has emphasized the importance of being good and appearing good. Being right and appearing right. One is what we are and one is what we appear to be. Both of them have to be maintained and both of them have to be good. Here is one personal experience that I shall describe in this satsang. It is very intimate and I am actually making myself vulnerable to share this with all of you because I firmly believe that this has such a beautiful message for us from Swami, and following that message is sure to endear us to him in his heart. Let me take you all back to the 2nd of November 2009. At that point in time, some of us were in an aircraft with Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Yes, we were returning after Swami's memorable visit to Hadshi and Mumbai, and we had taken off from the Mumbai airport and we were due to land in Puttaparthi. Well, that trip in itself, Hadshi and Mumbai, it was so memorable that with Swami's immense love and blessings, I have started an entire serial on that. If you have not seen those videos so far, you can access that entire playlist of the Hadshi Mumbai visit at this link above. So when we were in the aircraft, we had come up with a plan. During this entire Hadshi Mumbai trip, we had got a few opportunities to take group photographs with Swami. But we had not taken an individual photograph with Swami, and we thought it would be a great idea if we can get the chance to take these pictures in the aircraft. This is a very unique thing and I don't think many people have that. Individual pictures with Swami in the flight. And so as we took off from Mumbai, our hopes also soared in the sky and we went and prayed to Bhagawan for this opportunity. Swami was extremely kind and loving and he graciously allowed us to do that. And so Sai Prakash, my colleague from Radio Sai, and myself sat in the front. He had the video camera, I had the still camera, and one by one, all the students whom Swami had taken for the trip, that apart, all the VIPs, the staff, the elderly people, everyone, all of them made best use of this opportunity, coming to Swami, posing for a picture, and Sai Prakash and myself had a wonderful time, because whenever Swami poses for a photograph, he looks at us and smiles. He looks at us and smiles. Any reason we find to make the Lord smile to us is beautiful. Now, after a while, the food and beverages were to be served in flight, and therefore the food cart came into the aisle through which all these people were walking and coming to the front. And therefore, for about 5-6 minutes or maybe 7-8 minutes, this path got blocked and the students coming had to stop. Now at this time, it was just Swami and the two of us. We sat there looking into each other's eyes, and so much was that proximity, that nearness and the dearness we had felt during this trip that I got tempted to rise up on my knees and say something to Swami. And Swami also looked at me encouragingly and asked, "What?" I said, "Swami, my parents had a wonderful time having your darshan in Hadshi and Mumbai. And that is what it was. They had traveled to Hadshi, and they had also had darshan of Swami at every place in Mumbai that Swami had traveled to. Swami was very happy, he smiled, and then he asked me, when are they coming here? Now I wondered whether Swami was asking when are they coming here because he wants to grant them an interview or see them, or he is referring to our family's decision to shift and settle in Puttaparthi after my father would retire in a few months. So, thinking it to be the latter, I said, Swami, my father is retiring in May of 2010, and once that happens, he is going to come, we are all going to shift here and be here only. And Swami nodded and he said, Chala Santosham, meaning very happy. Now, my father has had many experiences with Swami since his childhood, and here in the link above is one particular sample of those experiences. Many more are there, but seeing that will give you a good idea of the beautiful relationship, the beautiful intimate moments that he has had with Swami. My sister has been a student of Swami's primary school in Anantapur College. I too had been a student, and Swami gave me this privilege of unofficially being his official photographer. I felt that my mother hadn't received physically from Swami, and therefore I said, Swami, my mother keeps telling Swami, 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 please talk to her and bless her, Swami. Swami looked at me, he nodded, and then he asked a question that stumped me. He asked, your mother keeps saying Swami, Swami, Swami. What about you? What about me? I was a bit flustered. I didn't know what to answer. I said, Swami, you know my heart. You know what I feel towards you. Again, Swami nodded. And then coming close to my ear, Swami said, you are taking the girl on your motorbike. Now, this was something that I totally did not expect. What girl was Swami referring to? Motorbike. Now, you see, motorbike is a new vehicle that I had bought recently. I used to follow Swami wherever he went in order to take photographs. And when Swami would go to far off places like the hospital, I would go on my bicycle. It's about 5 kilometers from the Prashanti-Nilayam ashram, the hospital, and I had to pedal furiously to reach there. Sometimes I would not reach on time, and most of the times when I reached on time, I would be sweating, sweating like a hippopotamus or a pig. Actually, they lack sweat glands, those animals don't sweat. But anyway, I used to be sweating profusely, and it would feel funny to be in Swami's presence right in the front in such a state. And therefore, I had saved money and found a very good deal and had purchased a motorbike. But I know many times Swami has advised students and former students not to ride these two-wheelers, these bikes. And therefore, I was keen to get Swami's blessings before I started riding the bike. But however hard I tried, Swami did not look at me and bless the keys of that motorbike. One day I decided that let me use this to go to hospital, because Swami was going there to, bless some people. And as I was on my way to the hospital, I stopped the bike to make a phone call and ask whether Swami had started from the mandir. Guess what? At that very moment, I saw Swami's car on the road there. So quickly I sat on the bike and I began to go towards the hospital. It was a new bike. In a new bike, you're not allowed to go beyond a certain speed, so I could not speed up. And Swami's car was overtaking me. I was wearing the helmet, of course, and I didn't look at Swami because I didn't want Swami to think that I'm not a careful rider. Plus, I was not sure whether Swami is happy seeing me on the bike. So all of these memories came by, and I was also wondering, who is this girl that Swami is referring to? And then I remembered that the daughter of a family friend, she was in grade 9 or grade 10, she had to go to the super specialty hospital for some ophthalmology consultation, and I had volunteered to take her on my new bike. She was about 12-13 years younger than me, the little kid, and I had taken her to the hospital. So thinking of all of this, it happened in a flash of a moment. I just told Swami, sister, I had taken her to the hospital. Swami said, she is not your sister. Sister is okay, but you made her a sister. That was the truth. So I said, yes, Swami, she is not my sister. And then I said, Swami, the bike, I got it and I wanted your blessings. But if you say so, I will stop using the bike. Swami, I don't want the bike at all. This was a mix of all the feelings that was coming from me. And Swami said, no, use the bike. Don't take girls on the bike. I said, yes, Swami. And I was feeling a little sad and a little worried because it had been such a beautiful visit to Harshi and Mumbai, and it was ending on this sour note where Swami is warning me and Swami is being stern with me, and why did I do all this? I was thinking. But at that very moment, Swami smiled, and I knew that all is well, and I felt very happy, very peaceful, very comforted. After that, Sai Prakash spoke something with Swami, after which the food carts cleared and the photography queue resumed. Everyone started coming again to Swami one by one, and I also got a very beautiful picture with Swami, and the way Swami smiled while holding my hand during the picture, I knew that all was well. Nothing is gone bad because of what has happened. Anyway, Swami in his omniscience has warned me, has told me something, and I will follow that. I decided that henceforth no female will ever sit on my bike. We arrived in Puttaparthi, and that evening after the darshan, I was speaking to one of the senior brothers who has been with Swami for many years, who has been singing for him, who is very experienced, who is very wise, who is very loving, and I consider him as my mentor even to this day. So I went to him and shared this whole thing that happened in the aircraft, telling, Bhaiya, brother, I had this opportunity to experience Swami's omniscience. He heard me out completely and had a small, gentle smile on his face. And he said, Arvind, Swami knows our thoughts, our innermost feelings. He knows everything. So, he is omniscient. But the way you have narrated that this incident happened, I am convinced that showing his omniscience was not the reason why Swami told you all this. It is because he has received a complaint about you. A complaint about me? From whom? For what? My mind was unable to wrap around this whole thing. But knowing this brother to be so seasoned and experienced, I knew that he was not simply speaking. I kept quiet and I allowed him to continue. He said that somebody has told Swami that you are taking a girl on your bike, and it has been told in the wrong light, and that is why Swami warned you. But Bhaiya, who would use an opportunity to interact with Swami to complain about others? Again he smiled and said, see, some of us are here to do our sadhana and grow. Some of us are here to make others do their sadhana and grow, and that is how it has happened. He continued saying that, see, sometimes Swami himself asks, Aim Samacharam, what is the news, what is happening around, and he is the one who pulls out such information from people also. So you don't know for sure if somebody has complained or somebody has replied to Swami's query, but the fact is that physically Swami has heard this thing about you, that you are taking a girl on the bike. Now after receiving this, I was wondering, who would have complained or told Swami about this? Did anyone see me that day when I was riding on the bike? I was trying to recollect. I was also trying to think whether me in my big mouth, It is often said that people have big mouths but narrow minds, and that is the reason all the problems in the world occur. So I know that I have a big mouth. I just pray to Swami that I never have a narrow mind. So in my big mouth, had I told somebody about this, this was one thing I was wondering. Suddenly I remembered that one of the brothers, he had come to me and asked me, hey, I heard that you are taking a girl to Mamilkunta. Now Mamilkunta is the junction where we turn from Puttaparthi towards Bangalore on the state highway. It's about 3 more kilometers ahead of the super specialty hospital. So when he said this, I said, no, not to Mamilkunta. I had taken her to the hospital. Now I was thinking, so did this brother hear it in Swami's presence, somebody else complaining about this or replying to Swami about this query, or had he himself seen me and told Swami? I was wondering all this. But one part of me was still thinking, no, maybe this Bhaiya, this brother who told me about this whole theory, he got it wrong. It was just Swami showing his omniscience. The next day, the 3rd of November, a few of us got the opportunity to present Swami with a gratitude card. We wanted to tell our heartfelt thank you to Swami for the wonderful opportunity to accompany him to Hadshi. And since during the Hadshi visit, I was one of the students with whom Swami interacted quite a bit, I was also in this small group. I was selected to be in this group to express gratitude. So when we showed the card to Swami at Yajur Mandir as Swami completed the day's proceedings and was going back to the residence, Swami looked at me and said something like what I heard as Mavda Pandu. Mavda Pandu meaning the mango fruit. So I said, Swami, Mavda Pandu, mango fruit, what Swami? Swami said, Mavda Pandu Kadura, Mamil Kunta. He said, not mango fruit, Mamil Kunta, referring to that exact village that brother had told me, right? And I got my confirmation. It was Swami confirming in his own unique and inimitable style that it had indeed been a complaint against me. That somebody had complained that I was taking a girl on the bike. So in my mind, I said, Swami, sorry, I won't do that. And thank you, Swami, thank you for being so loving, kind and compassionate with me. Now Swami said, why thank you when I am yours and you are mine? There is no need for thank you. Now again, this was achieving two purposes. One, it was telling all of us who had gone to express gratitude to him for Hadshi visit, saying that I am yours, you are mine, why all this thank you? And for me, in my mind, as I was telling sorry and thank you to Swami, it was as a Swami telling me, you are mine, I am yours, don't worry. So Swami has this, God has this ability of omnifelicity. With the same words, with the same action, he blesses multiple people. In fact, I have one very funny incident related to this as well, that is recorded at this link above. So once Swami said this, I felt at ease, I felt comfortable, and that is how this episode ended. Dear brothers and sisters, on a couple of occasions after this, Swami, referring to this little girl who was 12-13 years younger than me, had even asked me, do you wish to marry her? I said, no Swami, she is so much younger, I never thought in that manner. Till I got married to Puja with Swami's blessings, this continued, this kind of teasing, and I would wonder why Swami does this. Doesn't Swami know my feelings? Doesn't know what is happening within me? Yes, Swami knows. But you know what? We don't know our own mind. We don't have absolute control over our own mind. Swami would often narrate the story of King Janaka, and Yajnavalkya or Ashtavakra, the sage would change, but Yajnavalkya or Ashtavakra promised to grant King Janaka the ultimate Brahmagnana, the ultimate wisdom, liberation. But the sage said that you must offer your mind to me, and Janaka the king gives his mind to the sage. Then the sage tells him, you sit here, makes him sit in the middle of the road and goes away. King Janaka is just sitting there. After a while, people are worried what happened to the king. He's sitting motionless, almost comatose in the center of the road. And different people come and try to call him, the soldiers. Finally, his own queens come and call, Janaka, please come. But he's immovable, sitting there like a rock. Everyone is worried, and when they go to the sage says, oh, I know. He comes and tells King Janaka, Janaka, rise, and Janaka rises. And the sage explains that when he has offered his mind to me, he has no mind of his own. How can he decide? How can he respond? How can he do anything? That is the greatness of Janaka. In fact, because of this, it is said that when the sage tells him to mount his horse and go back, take back his mind and go back, the time it takes for him to place one leg in the stirrup and then the other leg into the other stirrup on the horse, King Janaka gets liberated, it is said. I mean, he gets that Brahmagyana. We will be able to achieve it only when we are able to have such control over our mind. We don't have such control over the mind. And that is why, on one side, Swami knows everything that is going on within, but he also knows that we don't have complete mastery over the mind. And that's why he tells us in advance things to do so that we can avoid future troubles. That is why this gender segregation, that is why avoiding bad company, avoiding habits like smoking, drinking. One may ask, what if somebody smokes, won't he get moksha? It's not about that. It's about keeping a pure body and pure mind until we achieve moksha. Once you achieve moksha, once you are liberated, once you have learned the secret, nothing matters at all. Nothing matters at all. So this was the lesson that I learned from Swami. It is important to be good. It is equally important to appear good. And Swami gave it so gently, lovingly, because when you do it for the first time, it's a mistake. But when you do it for a second time, it's not a mistake anymore, it's a choice. And that too happened in my life, and that time I saw the fury of Swami. But that I shall retain for another satsang. And let me tell you that even that fury of Swami is nothing but his pure love, for which I am grateful for. Dear Swami, may we always be good, may we always maintain appearing good as well. And may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.